So low-key, Nike kind of caught us all a little bit off guard today as far as the sneakers app drop, where we saw them release 2 new colorways of the Nike Vomero Plus, a sneaker which is Nike's attempt at trying to get back to their sports, performance, innovative paths, which they were always known for back in the day, which I feel like this sneaker is almost like their direct attempt at the competition from brands like Hoka, On Cloud, their current offerings, which are kind of taking away some of that market share, which Nike used to dominate in the running category. So this is a sneaker which Nike generally keeps in stock via their website, and then they throw in a couple of limited pairs into the mix, you know, to kind of spice things up. So as far as how limited these pairs were, you got the vast gray, you also have the anthracite color, which according to Elden Monitors, who keeps track of the stock numbers, all of the inventory which Nike loads up to the back end of the sneakers app, he reported roughly around 600 pairs of each color, which if you break that down by size, my men's 10.5, there was roughly around less than 80 pairs available. So pretty interesting release strategy for this new model. Now we also have Bape and Marvel reuniting once again on a pair of Bapesters, or 5 different Bapesters, my fault, which are actually going to be coinciding with the release of the Fantastic Four flick, which is going to be coming to streaming very soon. Now that's a movie I actually haven't checked out yet, so comment down below, let me know if it's actually worth my time. Now with this shoe, this is actually a throwback vibe to 2005, where we actually saw Marvel and Bape actually release some iconic Bapesters back in the day. It also plays off those patent leather, bright, colorful sneakers, which everybody, you know, grew to love back in the day. So here's a look at the 2005 joints versus what we can look forward to coming up late September, which you got the first pair, which is going to be for the Invisible Woman. You got the Fire Dude, Mr. Fantastic, and then the green pair for the villain, Dr. Doom, right? And then the Thing, he's not pictured here. He's got his own pair as well. So 5 different colors to look forward to. But I ain't gonna lie, like when you compare these to the 05 version, which if you guys recall, Nike did recently settle some type of lawsuit where Bape actually had to make a slight variation, slight redesign to the Bapester, which when you compare the 05 joints to the 2025 version, I can't really pinpoint exactly what it is, but there's just a slight detail. It's something about the shape, which like, it just doesn't compare to them classic, you know, Bapes. So, but these are cool or whatever for anybody that's looking forward to these. Now, we also got a first look at the Jordan 40 Bordeaux, a sneaker which is getting some love. You know, when you talk about mainline Jordans, I would say probably the most love that we've seen some of these Jordans get in years. Now, when you talk about this Bordeaux colorway, of course, this is a play off the classic, iconic Jordan 7 Bordeaux, a sneaker which I remember used to rocking the hell out of back in the day. And I can't really tell you guys when's the last time Jordan brand brought these back. So I would say it's definitely long overdue. Let me know if you guys would like to see this sneaker return, maybe 2026, Jordan brand. Come on now. Now, as far as this shoe, you got the slight little hints of Bordeaux in here, but compared to the Jordan 40, like they just went out full out Bordeaux on these right here, which before this shoe ever dropped, you know, I had no clue what the hell Bordeaux was. Apparently it's some type of like region or a city area in France, which is known for the fine wine, which I love. And as far as these 40s, when compared to the old school joints, bro, like these joints look like they fell in like a pool of wine or something like that. So cool one to look forward to coming up this holiday season. And with so many releases, sometimes we kind of got to double back on some of the past drops. We just had the Jordan 3 El Vuelo, which was the premiere release of last weekend. Remember, we had no Travis Scott fragment, so this turned out to actually be the big drop of the weekend. A sneaker which I would say wasn't the most hype, but it gets love for paying homage to Mexico. You got that little redesign on the upper, paying homage to the Lucha Libre wrestling heritage. A cool looking sneaker, I would definitely say so. Now, as far as Saturday's launch, these joints actually like sold out pretty quick after the launch, as you typically do see with Jordan Retro releases. But then like shortly afterwards, we saw them restock the entire inventory, full size run available. But it looks like as of now, a couple of days after the drop, we are starting to see some sizes actually selling out. And as far as this drop, which all of the boutiques, a lot of the other retailers which released this sneaker, they're completely sold out. Now, the only reason I'm saying that, I'm not trying to be one of these people that are like, buy now, these are gonna skyrocket, or like they're a problem, or whatever your favorite YouTuber likes to say. The only reason I'm mentioning that is because these joints were pretty limited, which as far as the sneakers app dropped, the amount of pairs that Nike released, they only had about 20,000 pairs. So my guess is with some select sizes selling out, this is one that's probably gonna be gone sooner than later. So I thought it was just a quick mention worthy, right? Now, as far as the big release, the one that everybody's excited for coming very soon, here we got the Jordan MVP 92 Gamma Blue, bro. Like one of the most hype anticipated releases of the entire year. Let me stop playing, y'all. I just had to throw this one in the mix and make sure y'all wasn't sleeping, right? You know, make sure you guys weren't sleeping on the video, right? Now, when we talk about this one, although it does have the Gamma Blue color, which we know is the scheduled Jordan 11 release of the weekend, this is one of those drops where, like, if the kids ask for the Gamma Blues for Christmas and the parents come home with this, it's gonna be a real sad Christmas, right? Now, as far as the big drop, which everybody's waiting for, the real release, which people are waiting for this weekend, we got the Jordan 5 Tokyo, which if you guys don't know the history, for some strange reason, this shoe originally dropped back in 2011. It was a special pair made for the grand opening of the Tokyo 23 flagship store in Japan. So something like that is the backstory. Extremely limited. I couldn't really tell you how many pairs exactly because I wasn't in Tokyo back in 2011, right? So when you talk about this shoe re-releasing, it's cool and everything, right? But like, I ain't gonna lie, I know this is a grail for a lot of people, but like for me, I'm just definitely not one of them people, right? While it's not an ugly shoe or anything, I really don't have any type of nostalgia attached to this shoe. So it's cool, you know what I'm saying? I love the game. I love to follow the releases. But as far as this one, I'm gonna be sitting this release out, right? Which according to Uncle Chrissy, right? Make sure you guys check him out over on Twitter. He's saying that as far as the sneakers app drop, around 4,000 pairs for this Saturday's drop. Now, keep in mind, that's not the amount of pairs that were produced. This is just the amount of pairs which will be available for Saturday's sneakers drop. These are gonna be dropping at other retailers, some boutique shops and everything like that. So if this is a shoe which you're looking to get your hands on, you pretty much are gonna wanna enter every raffle, you know, as possible, because as far as your chance of grabbing these via the sneakers app, not looking too great with a limited quantity such as this. Now, as we take a look at stock numbers, which I like to analyze the numbers on this release to kind of gauge demand pre-launch, which when you talk about sizes, I mean, for a sneaker, which I'm guessing at one point the OGs were selling for probably like thousands of dollars, these are looking pretty modest. So we're starting off with the smaller base sizes, 6 going for around 370. As we get up into the more general sizes, like say, I guess a size 9 would be a common size, a little under 400, my size 10 and a half, 11, you know, still hovering around 400, and then our bigger sizes. Somebody commented talking about how come people never show the bigger sizes in these videos. Well, just for you, my boy, let's go ahead and see what we're rocking with right here. But for the most part, like the everyday average citizen, the regular population ain't out here rocking size 14s and 15s. That's for y'all like big feet, NBA having MFs, which my bad, I can't even find the bigger sizes right now. But you get the point. Bigger sizes are always gonna be going for more money. So when you talk about a shoe like this, which as far as like the median price going for around $400, do you feel like after the drop, knowing what you guys know now about the stock numbers, do you feel like this is a sneaker release which is gonna exceed the $400? Do you feel like these are gonna go up in price once they sell out? Or do you feel like this is a shoe which once all of the pairs actually hit the streets, we might actually see the price go down? I ain't gonna lie, I might kind of have a hot take. I know a lot of people would call this one a grail. A lot of people are excited about this drop and everything like that. Apparently, I guess y'all are excited about this one, but my theory, like I said, this could be a hot take, but I feel like for the most part, y'all really ain't rocking with these like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people really had no clue about the original release, which they have no nostalgia tied to the drop. I feel like Jordan 5s, outside of a couple of the classic OG colorways, don't really have mass appeal, say as like a model like a Jordan 4 or something like that. So I kind of have a theory that this is a sneaker which might actually, you know, drop in value once they release. That's just what I'm thinking, right? I feel like people don't love these as much as they love the resale price on that one. That's just my theory. Low key, these kind of look like a pair of a big ass bus or something like that, the yellow school bus joints or something like that. So as far as these Tokyos, man, I don't want to sound negative or anything like that. Again, if you love these, bro, like as I always like to say, if you like them, I love them. There's no shade over here, but just my theory is that this is a shoe which a lot of people, you know, are kind of fake hyping up, you know, due to the limited availability, which in turn brings high resale prices. And I feel like this is a sneaker which that many people don't really truly love and are looking to rock on feet. So JATV, let me know your thoughts. Enough rambling. I'm more concerned about what you guys think. So drop your comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, all that good stuff. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. So JATV, until next time, I'm out, y'all. Love.